This is important to all of us in Illinois, the land of Lincoln. Every person counts. Nobody left out. We want to have everybody in, nobody left out. And so it's real important that we work as a community in Illinois. And I think it's extremely important to the state of Illinois, number one, because our representation in Washington and Springfield and everywhere else, we're a democracy, and that's based on one person, one vote. Not one tree, one vote, one person, one vote. So it's very important that every person be counted. And that then is used to make the districts, whether it's for Congress or for the state legislature or for aldermanic races, you name it. It's very, very important that we have for our democracy an accurate count of how many people we have in the land of Lincoln. It's also important to getting federal money to the state of Illinois. The money oftentimes is allocated based on population. So if we feel we have more people in Illinois than the count provides, then we have to show that by our hard work.
It also determines about $400 billion a year going back to communities like those represented in this room. Even more importantly, I think it's a snapshot every 10 years of what we as a society have become. It's another look at ourselves, and every decade we learn something about ourselves, and that's going to happen at the end of 2010 when all these data are published. So it's important. Secondly, this decade there's news. It's also really easy to complete a census questionnaire. This is one of the shortest questionnaires you've seen in history of this country. It should take each household about 10 minutes to complete. This national ceremony that we do every 10 years is going to be really easy to do. And then the third thing to note about the census, I think, is that it's safe. We are a diverse society. But we have protections about census data that exceed the data that you provide in your day-to-day lives. I will go to prison for 5 years, and I'll have a $250,000 fine, and every one of my colleagues takes this oath for life, even after we're not working for the Census Bureau, if any census data are released. And I can tell you there are examples in history where the Census Bureau has defended these data against all other federal agencies. Not even the president can see these data because we give individual pledges of confidentiality. So important, easy, and safe are the three words that apply to the 2010 census.
Census data is critical to nonprofit and community-based organizations throughout the state. All of these organizations build their efforts, determine their initiatives based on census data. It's not just the private sector, it's not just government, it is nonprofit organizations who use this information. It is critical to understand where population trends have changed, what issues are facing communities throughout the state. So we are working with a number of nonprofit organizations, partners in labor, partners in the private industry to help get the word out. As the census director said, the three key issues are it's important, it's secure, and it's easy. Importante, seguro, y fácil. So we're trying to help get this word out to the communities, to communities throughout the state so that we can get a more complete count, so that our nonprofit organizations, our religious groups, our educational institutions have the information that they need so that they can do their work properly.
I can't think of a more important duty that all of us as citizens have to help our country, to help our state, to help our neighborhood, to help everybody.